including a show
Good evening. In a milestone for the Brexit process, EU leaders today approved the terms of the agreement that will take the UK out in March next year. The formal backing for the deal in Brussels came after two key documents were negotiated over the last 17 months. The main withdrawal agreement outlining the terms of departure and providing for a transition period until at least the end of 2020. There's also a much shorter political declaration, not legally binding, but setting out hopes for an ambitious partnership between the UK and the EU in the future. The Prime Minister said this was the best deal possible and that it would deliver for Britain. Our political editor, Laura Koonsberg, is in Brussels now.
Michelle, this is a big milestone today. A deal has been done after more than 2 years since the public made its view known. There have been intense, difficult arguments, negotiations of talks going on for months and months and months. And finally, the Prime Minister has the agreement that she will now devote herself to selling to the public at home. As Theresa May knows tonight, the agreement she has shaped will determine her political fortune and Britain's place in the world for decades to come. Theresa May's fight then is far from over. No celebration, no fanfare, but a huge and serious step. After more than 40 years inside, deep breath, the deal to leave is done.
For those who said that reaching a Brexit agreement would work for both sides was an impossible from the start I rejected that counsel to spend. In any negotiation, you do not get everything you want. You need to identify what your vital interests are and stick to them. But be prepared to compromise in other areas in order to achieve the result. I think the British people understand that.
Heard many of you are bored of the rows, the splits and the spats. The officials who've broken the compromise watching on.
Before Christmas, MPs will vote on this deal. On it will depend whether we move forward together into a brighter future or open the door to yet more division and uncertainty. The British people don't want to spend any more time arguing about Brexit.
Can I ask you very straight with the public and tell us who, if anyone, you think is leaning forward about this deal?
What we see in this deal today is a deal that delivers for people, delivers on the vote, delivers in a way that protects jobs and livelihoods, and protects our security and our United Kingdom. And, as I've said before, I believe our best days lie ahead of us.
The EU's power players have agreed to Brexit with caveats. The deal where the UK leaves next March stays close to the Union, with a lot of final detail yet to be agreed.
Ahead of us is the difficult process of ratification as well as further. But regardless of how it will all end, one thing is certain. We will remain friends until the end of days. And one day
it is time for everybody to take their responsibilities. Today's agreement will create the trust and confidence needed for negotiating our close and unprecedented future relationship.
The agreement was hard fought on both sides, even though sometimes it feels like EU leaders still can't quite believe what's happening in front of their eyes. It's tragic that the UK is leaving after 45 years, Angela Merkel said. But there may be more theatre to come. MPs at home might kick out the deal. Would they budge here then?
This is a deal that's not possible, and the European Union will not change its position in terms
I think it's not now our concern, it's the British concern.
This is the max we can all do. Both Theresa May and her government as well as the European Union. No victors here today, nobody winning, we're all losing.
There have been
many moments when it has not been clear that Theresa May would make it this far, but her next step is vital to determine her future and the future of the country. For the Prime Minister, there is now only one direction. She can't know if Parliament and the public will follow along. Laura Kunsberg, BBC News, Brussels.
The next few weeks will see the government emphasise the merits of what's now been approved in Brussels, both to MPs of Westminster and to the public. Our political correspondent Alex Forsyth has been exploring the content of the agreement.
Thanks, Michelle. This deal is in two parts. The first is the withdrawal agreement. Now that's a binding legal text about alternative departure. There'll be a transition or implementation period, which means when we leave the EU next March, not much will change until December 2020, allowing time for things like a new trade deal to be worked out. It safeguards the rights of EU citizens in the UK and UK citizens living in Europe, and it settles the divorce bill. The UK will pay £39 billion to the EU, but won't continue large payments beyond that. Here's the most contentious bit. If, during that transition period, a new trade deal isn't agreed, then that period could be extended, or the Northern Ireland backstop could kick in. That means to avoid checks at the Irish border, the whole UK would be in a customs territory with the EU, but Northern Ireland would have some different trade terms, and the UK can't just end that arrangement when it wants, and that is a problem for some.
What we're seeing in this Irish protocol is much more than that. We're seeing us staying within the European Union in terms of the single market. The customs union rules will apply to Northern Ireland. We're in the same VAT regime as Europe. We're in the same state aid as Europe. And there is very much a border down the Irish Sea as a result of this, and that's why we can't support this deal.
Now, the government says that backstop probably won't be needed because of the other part of this deal, the political declaration, a plan for an ambitious future partnership with the EU. Although not all of the detail has been agreed, the government says we will leave the single market and the customs union and can strike trade deals with other countries. The free movement of people will end. The government will work out a new immigration system. The UK will leave the common fisheries policy, but future arrangements for access to water and quotas are yet to be agreed. In fact, there is still quite a lot about the future relationship with the EU that needs to be worked out.
So it gets us a lot of what we wanted. Not everything. The question is, can this be that staging post that gets us to the point where we could get everything? And I think with a lot of hard work it can be.
Now, critics say there is too much that's still unclear, and the UK could end up tied to the EU with its own rights limited. But the Prime Minister says this deal does deliver on the referendum result, and it's the best we'll get. The task now is to convince MPs and the public.
Thank you very much. So what happens next now that the Brexit deal has been endorsed by EU leaders? Well, as you were hearing, the biggest potential hurdle lies at Westminster and Mrs May's chances of getting the agreement through Parliament next month. If MPs approve it, it would then be put to the European Parliament. But if, on the other hand, it's voted down by MPs, there are a number of possible consequences. They could try to force a renegotiation, a general election, referendum, or we could leave without a deal. Today, the European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker addressed what would happen if MPs rejected the Brexit deal. He was speaking to our Europe editor, Katia.
This is the best possible approach. This is the only question. So if the House would say no, we would have no deal. It's not the intention of people almost on the cabinet, not the parliament, to go for a second referendum. This is the deal. This is the deal.
And you're trying to help the Prime Minister sell it, actually, by saying this is the best deal possible. But surely it can't be the best deal possible, because right from the beginning, you and other EU leaders said it has to be very clear in this deal that life on the outside can't be as good as on the inside.
If you are I'm not out of the this is, by the way, a very sad moment. for the European Union and for Britain. And we discover in the future, yes, right, I'm saying today that this is a settlement. I'm not happy, but I'm happy that we have a deal.
There's a perception in much of the UK this was a punishment process, the negotiations process, that even though today there were nice words for Theresa May, like from the Dutch Prime Minister, she negotiated in a very tough way, actually, that in the end the UK had to concede most of the time.
I don't understand why the British people, like why they are feeling that they are union. I don't see that because numerous points of view of the British have been taken into this deal. So this is not a mediation for Britain.
There is something about the tough negotiations on behalf of the EU during, these Brexit talks that have made some in the UK say, you know what, we're really glad we're leaving them inflexible, they don't listen to the needs of the people. What would be your reaction?
I was always respecting the dignity of the people, which is the same that the Belgians living in the continent. Britain has holdings, there was a sovereign decision. We are highly respecting the decision, although we don't like it.
It's also not the end of the road of negotiations, of course. Negotiations on a future trade deal and other relationships start in earnest after Brexit. We'll come back to Gibraltar, we'll come back to fishing, and we could come back to the Northern Ireland border question.
I don't think that we can come back to the Northern Ireland. We will start in the next couple of months the talks about the future relationship, and I don't think it would be wise if I could give the first
You said to me right at the beginning of this process that you felt it would be a sad process. You also said that somehow it felt like a failure. But is it a failure on the EU's behalf? Do you think it's got this?
Is it a failure on British behalf if we are telling people year after year, month after month, day after day, that the membership of Britain in the European Union is a better thing for British citizens? So I don't think that the European Union is guilty of the result. It's the responsibility of Britain. Only a vote of nobody else.
Is there a certain sense of relief, though? The UK was never a happy, enthusiastic member of the European Union. Once the UK's gone, surely you're free to have an EU army or any other things that the UK was standing in the way.
I always appreciate someone like Minister, the gift given by down to earth, common sense, means that
Well, today does mark a significant moment on the path towards Brexit, which began with the referendum vote more than 2 years ago. And every step of that process has been followed by Katya and by our political editor, Laura Koonsberg. And tonight they are together in Brussels as this new stage begins. Katya, I wonder if it does feel to the EU as if this is a new phase, some issues dealt with.
Well, look, Michelle, today was also a very big day for the EU, signing off on those divorce papers for departing key member states for a first time in the club's history. And now, all European eyes turn to the UK, of course, to see if their Brexit deal passes through the House of Commons. Now, if it doesn't, whatever Brussels says about not wanting to renegotiate, some EU countries will feel tempted to tweak the text, maybe, although not much more than that. And then even after Brexit, Michelle, that's not the end of the EU's role in UK's life, because, of course, it is only then that the detailed negotiations begin on future EU-UK trade relations. And you may have heard Emmanuel Macron of France today threatening that future trade deal. He said, unless he gets right to the French fishermen in UK waters after Brexit. So whether it's fish or whether it's Gibraltar, whether it is the Irish border or whether it's the EU trying to tie the UK into EU competition laws, that's not the end of those issues or the EU trying to horse trade over them. These divorce negotiations are just a taster of what's to come.
And Laura, for the other side of that negotiation for the Prime Minister. What does today represent?
Well, it's a very big moment for Theresa May. Frankly, as our viewers know, the government has been so shaky for the last year or so that getting to this moment does mark an achievement, and a personal achievement for her. The second thing is that back at home this is seen as an unhappy compromise. Guess what? When you have to compromise, it means you don't get everything that you want. And Theresa May here has achieved something else that hasn't happened since the referendum, frankly. She has united former Remainers and many Brexiteers in their hatred of the deal. And the consensus in Westminster that it is a very, very flawed agreement. There are howls of protest in Parliament waiting for the Prime Minister when she returns there tomorrow. And you know, it's a compromise. We are leaving, but we're still close in many ways to the EU, even though crucially for Theresa May, the UK does take back ownership of its own immigration policy for EU immigration to and from the UK. But the third thing, of course, is this has to get past MPs. And the way the numbers look right now, it's very, very hard to see how the numbers will actually stack up. Although we must emphasise, we can't tonight imagine ourselves into the minds of more than 600 individuals who will have to make their minds up in Parliament in 2.5 weeks' time. We just can't know, even though right now the odds on do not look good for Theresa May in terms of being able to get this through Parliament. But there is something else here. Since she lost the Tory majority, that personal disaster for the Prime Minister of the general election in 2017, this has been the pattern of her premiership. She overcomes one impossible-looking obstacle, and there, immediately behind it, lurks an even greater task ahead.
Laura Kudsberg and Kezia Adler tonight, both in Brussels. Thank you very much.
The fact of the matter is, Shannon, you're absolutely right. This president said
in a major escalation of tension between Russia and Ukraine, the Ukrainian Navy has said that Russia has fired on and seized 3 of its vessels off the coast of Crimea, which was annexed by Moscow in 2014. It said 2 gunboats and a tug were captured by Russian special forces, and 6 crew members were injured. Ukraine said it may declare martial law over the incident. Our correspondent John Dodson is here now. How serious is this looking, John?
It looks pretty tense this evening. This is unfolding in the Kerch Strait. It's a narrow and strategically important stretch of water which separates Crimea from Russia. It allows access to some of Ukraine's key dramatic ramping up of tensions, both sides saying they were provoked by the other. Russian fighter jets and attack helicopters have been seen in the area. In the last hour and a half or so, we've had a statement from NATO calling for restraint and a de-escalation, and saying that Russia must allow unhindered access to Ukraine's ports. A sharp reminder, this conflict is not quite.
They say the goal is
medical devices that have been inadequately tested and are unsafe are ending up inside.
I think it was this general 643 was hit hard when, in 2014, Facebook cut off third-party rights to users and friends' data, precisely the avenue that Cambridge Analytica exploited. 643 had a network called Pekini, which searched out pictures of bikinis, but is now redundant. As part of the lawsuit in California, 643 obtained thousands of documents from Facebook, some of them sensitive. Now a select committee of MPs in Britain has acquired those documents ahead of a hearing on Tuesday, which representatives of 7 international parliaments will attend.
These are really serious and important issues. I think this president is slow to realise how seriously we take them, and other parliaments around the world do as well, and we're prepared to use all the powers that we have to try and get to the truth.
Facebook say the complaint brought by 643 is completely without merit, and that as an ongoing case, the documents shouldn't be published. However, under parliamentary privilege, the committee says it reserves that right.
He's going to look for leverage, I think. I don't think, in a way, I think you're right.
Investors have to plough money in, growing demand for their products, and above all, they like capital regulators. All that is now gone. National parliaments are targeting global tech firms and their dollar. The feeling is growing that the likes of Zuckerberg have unleashed something more struggling to
A
few weeks ago, Facebook hired former British Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg to oversee reputational matters. His inbox already bursting will have another day this week. More Raj, BBC.
England were beaten by Australia in the final of the Women's World 2020. They were hoping to follow up their World Cup success from last year. That was BBC One Time now for the news. Were you up?
In Europe, if you want to stop the populist rise, you need to put a curb on migration. So there are, in a way...
Hello. Well, after days of chilly easterly winds and at times cloudy weather, a complete change on the way in the coming days. Atlantic wind systems will start knocking on our door from Tuesday onwards. Monday is still looking fine across the UK, that is if you don't mind those chilly easterly winds. This is what it looks like over the next few hours. So the wind out to the east continues to drag in some cloud. There'll be further showers around across Yorkshire, eastern Scotland. The temperatures by early on Monday above freezing in city centres. Outside of town there will be a touch of frost, particularly across northern and northwestern areas. Then tomorrow very much an east-west split. That easterly wind will continue to bring a lot of thick cloud to the east of the country, so from London, Hull all the way to Edinburgh, whereas in the west we'll have some sunshine, so fine weather for places like Cardiff, Liverpool and into Glasgow. Then Tuesday morning onwards, those weather fronts start to line themselves up in the Atlantic and head our way, and on top of that, increasing winds as well. So this is the morning here. The rain reaches Cornwall and Devon, parts of Wales, eventually Belfast too, by the afternoon, central parts of the UK. But it looks as though for most of the day, northern areas will stay dry. In fact, it could even be misty and foggy for tomorrow morning. Now let's have a look at the weather middle of the week. Big low pressure, well and truly in charge of the weather. In fact, dominating the whole of the North Atlantic. Look at all of these isobars. With that also comes much milder weather, which will be reaching all parts of the country by Wednesday. Lots of showers, gale force winds inland, even severe gales around some of these western coasts. The winds could prove disruptive. These are the average wind speeds. In many cases you could double, maybe even triple in some of these northern areas, those average winds to get the gusts. Now the temperatures, 14 in London, 11 degrees north, so double figures throughout the country. Now on Thursday, again low pressure very close to our neighbourhood, sending again strong winds, mild air and frequent showers. But in between the showers you'll get the sunshine too. That is if you're not stuck underneath a weather front, and there will be a weather front for a time at least across southern areas. And then you can see the weather breaks and you can see some sunshine developing through the middle parts of the day. So it's not all bad, it won't be raining all the time. 14 degrees in London, it won't feel like it if you're in the wind and of course caught in showers. Then on Friday again low pressures move across the country, bringing further strong winds past to the south as well.
And of course, which is why, look, I welcome the testimony of Jim Comey and the former Attorney General. Every time these individuals have the opportunity to speak in public, they pull them down. And this is not the friend of those Republicans like
Russian interference on the floor. Never mind. I think I'm going to get questions now. I think it's going to be fascinating to watch. This is a big deal.
And when I go see and Gerald Nadler, Democrat from New York, on Sunday,
whatever you're doing, wherever you are, you can follow every Republican for 9 hours. He said they're all massively in front of one of their own
and I understand biased investigations
Theresa May urges Parliament and the public to back her Brexit endorsement of today's EU summit. Jean-Claude Juncker, President of the European Commission, warns MPs that the agreement is the best and only deal on offer. Unsafe and poorly tested medical devices are being implanted into patients, according to a global investigation. Thousands of Facebook documents are seized by MPs investigating the tech giant over its use of data and privacy.
Demanding information.
You're watching BBC News Now. In about 10 minutes' time, a little later than usual, for various issues with transport, we'll bring you a look at tomorrow's papers with my guest, parliamentary journalist Tony Brew. He is now here, and Caroline Frost, the entertainment journalist and broadcaster. Stay with us, but before that, you can enjoy this.
That every American has an interest in the light of day being shined on these issues. No American should be comfortable with the idea that the government is operating behind closed doors. The exception to that, of course, would be if you need to ask Jim Comey, if we need to ask Jim Comey about classified information. So I think it's
hello, welcome to review here on BBC News, and taking us through this week's cinema releases. There's a bumper crop for us this week.
It's a funny old week. We have Assassination Nation, which is a kind of a violent satire
enterprise application or something that's classified, then let's get
we have a new take on Robin Hood.
Again, so long as we're not asking Jim Comey about classified information,
and The Girl in the Spider's
let's have a
Web,
good,
Return
open,
of Lisbeth
transparent
Salander.
conversation that the American public can see and judge for themselves.
So Assassination Nation, a satire partly on social media and the internet.
Yeah, there was a film out a few years ago called Unfriended, which was a horror film that took place on social media, and I really liked it. I was very surprised by how effective it was. It was one of those films in which the audience were literally saying, just turn the laptop off, but the whole point was you can't. So this is set in Salem, Massachusetts, where 4 young women find themselves the victims of a witch hunt after there is a huge data breach. Somebody hacks the collective data of the town. It's a very conservative town, and lots of people apparently leading very conservative lives, and suddenly starts releasing everybody's secrets onto the internet. And all these sort of anger and hatred is slowly turned towards these 4 women. Meanwhile, the division between how people feel about this kind of breach of data divides between the older generation and the younger generation. Here's a clip.
Defending Saudi Arabia after the CIA reportedly found a link between Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and the murder of Washington Post
people that have come to terms with privacy is just dead. And like, you know, then there's the old people that are still trying to fight it. I mean, the internet is amazing. Like, this guy in Minnesota, he's like 42, whatever. But basically, he subscribed to my Amazon wish list, and now legit, he just buys me all the time. Why? I don't know, I guess he just really likes my Insta, you know? Like, he likes that I'm really real, and like, I'm cool, and, you know, I'm a free soul. It's really sad, because basically 90% of people are just so sad and lonely, and like, have such an unfulfilling life. If I'm like inspiring people, you know, and my life is so cool, and like people connect with me on such a level, then like basically my job for the day is done.
So like Mark, did you like connect with this film?
You laughed at that clip though, because it is. I mean, it's absolutely on the money. I mean, what I like about it is on the one hand there's echoes of films like Heathers, and actually to some extent Clueless, and then obviously The Crucible, because you know we're in Salem, and it also has a very sort of strong dose of a film like The Purge, in which society descends into total anarchy. We begin with people rampaging around with masks on, and the voiceover says, how is it that this civilized society turned into this? And these 4 women are being chased, and it's scratching away at the surface of the modern world, and saying underneath it all those old prejudices, all those old hatreds, all those old witch hunt instincts are still there. I really liked it. I mean, I think it walks on a sort of knife edge between social exploration and gleeful exploitation. I think some people will find it too tough. I think some people will find it too savage. I think some people will find it just simply too violent. I didn't. I thought it had real bites. I liked how self-aware it was. And I went in only knowing the title and thinking, it's may work, it may not. And I was surprisingly impressed, even from an old man's point of view. I understood. I thought it was really sharp.
You're not old as Robin Hood, I think I've seen almost every TV and film version of Robin Hood. Am I going to like this one?
Well, it depends. Did you like what Guy Ritchie did with the legend of King Arthur, with the King Arthur legend of the sword? No, exactly. Well, in that case, you're in pretty much the same territory. What this does is it gives you a Robin Hood, but it's very, very modern Robin Hood. So there's lots of kind of geezer inflections and, you know, modern camera stuff. And at one point, Robin is sent off to the Crusades, which are filmed like the Dolphin. He's got a bow and arrow, but yet somehow the action sequences, you keep expecting like helicopters to come overhead. And the whole thing's very, very self-consciously modern, and Taron Egerton is Robin Locksley, and Ben Mendelsohn absolutely has a ball as the Sheriff of Nottingham, which is always kind of the best role in the Robin Hood films. Remember Alan Rickman completely stealing Robin Hood Prince of Thieves away from Kevin Costner. In the case of this, it's not so much revisionist as publishing the old version of the story. There's a bit at the beginning in which this voiceover says, well, you don't want a history lesson, I won't give you that, you'll get this instead. So on the positive front, you have Ben Mendelsohn having fun as the Sheriff of Nottingham, wearing an outfit that appears to have been left over from a fetish cosplay party. And on the other side of it, you have something which makes no sense, doesn't attempt to make any sense, it has nothing but swagger and style, and doesn't have enough of that to carry it through. And literally leaves you thinking, is this more or less ridiculous than Russell Crowe's accent when he did Robin Hood? And my own feeling is the Russell Crowe version was more boring, but this is more stupid.
All right, now Claire Foy, formerly known as the Queen, now known as the girl in the spider's web.
Yeah, so she's back. She's the latest incarnation of Lisbeth Salander. This is based on a book by David Langenkrantz, who took over from the Stieg Larsson trilogy, which is so well received. So she's a cyber hacker, she's an avenging angel. She is called upon to steal from NASA a program which can access all the world's computer codes, because everybody wants it and falls to hand the wrong people, particularly sinister people and spiders. And whereas previous installments of this series were basically psychological thrillers, this is much more an action adventure, physically.
And neither is anyone here. We're all where we have consequences, and there has been. The president has cut off the refueling mission in Saudi Arabia for aircraft flying over the and you have it over and over and over again. Our leadership is older, and many times our ideas get I would and unless you create a unless management be identified or anything, or you're creating a it's important to realize that this is not saying all half of that is what you deserve, but before we go slowly very good job. The
definitely lots of action.
Yeah, action, but it doesn't have the grit of the films that sort of that's something English style David Fincher American version. But what it does have going for it is Claire Foy. I mean, the story itself, it almost goes into superhero territory. There are points at which they're jumping into matte black cars and big motorbikes. It starts out with Batman. There's lots of standoffs between people extravagantly dressed, so they've turned up for a battle after having just gone to a design shop. But she's really good, because even when the film doesn't make any sense, you believe in her character. And I think it's interesting from her point of view, she's taken this role on to see if she could, I think, do something she hadn't done before. She described it as like flexing a new muscle. And that is what it's like. She is the strongest thing about the film, and I'd say she's a reason to go and see the film. The rest of it is much more sort of hollow and empty, and it's playing to a mainstream audience. It doesn't have that dirt under the fingernails that the original ones did, and it doesn't have quite the style of the Fincher. But she's
brilliant plots. This sounds like it's more action, less plot.
Yeah, I mean, this is a kind of Mission Impossible plot. I mean, the plot is there's a thing that allows you to have access to all the nuclear codes in the world. I mean, that is a Mission Impossible story. That's or a Batman story or a Superman story. Not it's fun but empty, but she carries it off.
Fun but empty. What kind of endorsement is that?
Some of the best things are fun but empty.
All right, well, best out.
Okay, I love it. You saw it. You weren't convinced.
I really enjoyed it. No, I really enjoyed it. I don't think I love it as much as you. I thought maybe too many characters. And ironically, I thought this would make a great TV series to explore the characters. That's what it was originally.
Yeah, and you have a different version of the story that doesn't need to be a TV series. It absolutely needs to be a movie. And it's exactly the right thing. It's exactly the right thing for characters. For me, it's a five-star film. I mean, I remember the TV series. I thought it was great.
Okay, I'll give it 4 stars. Okay, or maybe 3, I'm not sure. 3.5. Okay, best DVD.
Okay, Skyscraper. The Rock meets The Towering Inferno. I mean, The Towering Inferno and Die Hard are basically the same film anyway. What was it lacking? The Rock. And what I really enjoyed about this film is it's one of those movies that really does what it says on the tin. It's like, okay, just leave your coherent facilities outside. This is a movie in which it's a bloke versus a great big building. There's a bunch of stuff that's going to happen. And we're going to nick riffs from the lady from Shanghai and all these other things. But in the end, it's going to be The Rock jumping from one very high thing to another very high thing while being The Rock. I love The Rock. I love Towering Inferno. I love Die Hard. I really enjoy Skyscraper.
Yeah, but you never leave your coherent facilities outside the cinema, do you?
Well, I think the Smurf sequel was a challenge.
All right, Mark, thank you so much for being with us, as ever, with his thoughts on the week's releases. Just a very quick reminder before we leave you that you will find more film news and reviews from the BBC online at bbc.co.uk/Mark Kermode, and you can find all of our previous programmes on iPlayer. That is it for this week, though. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye from us.
Thank you, gentlemen. He's actually 9% of the vote. And so even from that very first list that he put out in January 2017, So we knew that the seeds
Here's where it gets interesting, I think.
Like said, they will grow and sprout. So I'm sure this election committee be very elections and engaging other women throughout the community. The women in the organization have for a long time been.
Hello and welcome to our look ahead to what the papers will be bringing us tomorrow. I promise you it will have been worth waiting for. With me are broadcaster Tony Grew, parliamentary journalist, and Caroline Frost, entertainment journalist and broadcaster. Welcome to you both. I'm glad you're here. So many of tomorrow's front pages already in, and unsurprisingly they are dominated by Brexit. So let's just talk you through a few of them. The Times says Theresa May will warn MPs to back her deal or face going back to square one. The Daily Telegraph is reporting that the Prime Minister will challenge Jeremy Corbyn to a televised debate on her Brexit deal. The paper says she's embarking on an election-style campaign to seek the country's back. Onto the Financial Times, they're also reporting that Theresa May will lead a 2-week-long hard sell of her Brexit deal, telling MPs they risk plunging the country into more division and uncertainty if they reject the deal. The Daily Express says Mrs May will warn MPs they have a duty to get on and deliver Brexit for voters. Metro is saying that the Prime Minister has warned that the time for talking is over after EU leaders signed off on the deal and told Britain they should take it or leave it. The Independent's front page has the word yes in different European languages, but it asks whether MPs will also back the deal. For the Daily Mirror now, it's time for the hard bit. The paper says the Prime Minister faces a fight to keep her job as MPs line up to block her plans. And likewise, The Guardian says that Theresa May will struggle to sell her deal to MPs. Paper also reporting on an investigation into faulty medical devices which have caused injuries and in some cases death. So there we are, that gives you a flavour. Clearly Brexit very much dominating. Tony, we're going to start with the Daily Express. Get on with it is the main headline here. What's angle are they taking on all this?
Well, I think the first one that's interesting is the Express is a very strongly pro-Brexit newspaper, and it's come out on the Prime Minister's side. It said it's time to get on with it, as it says in the front page. MPs will be asked to vote on December 12th. We expect on what's called the meaningful vote, which is the equivalent of the agreements that have been reached with Brussels. We expect there to be at least 5 days of debate in the Commons before that, so this is going to be a big set piece in Parliament. But as that's going on, Theresa May is going to be attempting to sell her deal to the public. So we're sort of trying to go above the heads of her own MPs and indeed the Labour leader and say it's this deal or it's no deal, and it's, you know, this is decision time. My cab was a little bit late, as you know, which is why we're slightly delayed tonight. But when I was in the cab, I was listening to a song by Theodore Squeal, and it reminded me of the Prime Minister's pitch, which is, you know, clowns to the left and jokers to the right. Stuck in the middle with you, but we need to get on with this. And European leaders have made very clear that, you know, if she is toppled, if there's a general election and a Labour government, it's not going to change the